Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend, has a good start to their Monday. It is Tuesday evening. But before we continue on with the episode, like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Follow on Instagram and TikTok at Red Devils Corner Kick Pod. And you can follow on X at RD Corner Kick Pod. A few things for today's episode. We're going to talk keeper, midfielder. We're going to talk about some players that have been in the news, Garnacho and Sancho. The fallout still continuing from Sunday's loss against Arsenal, the frenzy that's going on, especially keeper frenzy. That's been that's been in the news recently as well. Hoyland is still on the block. Xerxes has been mentioned with that too. So, yeah, we have been, and also Kobe Mainoo situation here, which is getting traction where there shouldn't be any. So I'm going to talk about that as well. But before we proceed, I just want to congratulate 3 members of the Manchester United Women's Football Club being named to the Team of the Year. Maya Letizier, Fallon Tulis Joyce, and also Jade Riviere from Canada. But congratulations to the 3 of them making it for those honors. So congratulations. Huge for the club. They've been successful the last 2 games, a draw against City and also a big win against Real Betis, 8-0. They do have Champions League qualification in a week, because I was just checking up on their schedule, PSV, which is on the 27th for that, because they did qualify for Champions League this year, so they have that going on. So we'll definitely try to tune into that match if I'm able to. But they do play Liverpool as a friendly. But yes, congratulations to those 3 players specifically on the honors that they received because of the PFA awards that have been going on. So Bruno was nominated earlier. Bruno was also nominated for the men's side, but unfortunately he did not make it when they announced the squads. But for this year, it is huge for those 3 women particularly. It is. But yes, let's get into it. There's a few things that we need to talk about today, and yes, whether the order I go in, but it's all going to get discussed. Let's talk about the fallout of the game, because it is kind of tied into Kobe Mainoo. It is also tied into the keeper frenzy and also the midfielders that's going to be discussed. So let's get into the big part. Let's get into the big chunk here, because again, that's the one segment is going to tie into the other 3. So let's kick it off. Okay, so as you're all aware, we lost 1-0 Sunday. What a shocker. Yes, it's only been in the news for the last 36 hours. Technically 48, or well over 48 hours, on our way to almost 72. But we're still a few hours away from 72, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for the inaccurate math. But here we are. Listen, yes, we lost 1-0. I talked about last episode when I did the recap of the performance, how it was good. We saw some good things. I gave my player ratings, certain players, certain things. But we're still at the fallout of it. And a lot of people criticizing Ruben Amorim, a lot of people criticizing some of our team, criticizing our keeper, which has sparked the interest into the keeper's situation here. Obviously, Andre Onana didn't play. Whether it was, I know Ruben talked about how it was a choice, whether it was because of, fatigue from just coming back from injury, risk of it, certain things, Binder, who has played well against Arsenal in the past. So that's what it's looking at here. And there can be some, there's a fallout. There is a fallout going on. And immediately after the game, you would see some fan channels, the news, BBC, Talk, Sky, ESPN, everyone talking about the goalkeeper situation here. And let's also remember here, ladies and gentlemen, This was week 1. It was week 1. Not only that, in the defense of Bayender did start the majority of the preseason. Remember, Onana hasn't got any game time. Tom Heaton got one bit of a game. So Bayender did seem like the right choice to start. As much as we heard the reports, there was a good chance of him starting. Listen, we can talk about the contact, we can talk about interference, we can talk about the missed penalties. At the end of the day, we lost. We lost because A, they weren't able to get the ball out of our area. That led to a corner. Then led to a poor attempt to try and move the ball. It should have been a punch instead of a slap. You can argue about the Saliba interference. You can say whatever. But at the same time, too, the goal ended up happening, and there you go. And then I know that goal is going to be singled out and how the remainder of the game went. Bayender did play well. Just that one mistake is there, and you would see everyone's goalkeeper ratings. I believe I gave him a 5.9. As much as the goal was there, there was other areas where he succeeded at, from passes to movement, awareness. Like, he did good things. He did make some stops as well. The error that just led to the game, and a lot of people now are getting into that area of, well, maybe we have to focus on the keeper now. Because of that mistake, we have to be serious about what's going on. We do. Onana is expected to be back Sunday. That has come out in today, actually. There has also been rumors of fans saying we should go for Donnarumma. He's going apparently to City. That's already been reported there. Diego Costa has come out, who plays for Porto. He has been in talks of potentially being available. There's the story of Galatasaray, 20 million euros, yada, 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 or 20 million pounds. Go for him. Donnarumma, to me, is off limits because, one, this club is working on trying to reduce wages. He commands high wages. So we want to bring those down. Second, the commitment to City has already been discussed. Diego Costa, I am okay with. As a person who follows the Portuguese national team, I am a fan of his. There have been some instances where shot stops, like penalties, he's incredible. But shot stops, there has been some issues where not some weak shots, but shots that are savable have gotten through with him. If you watch the Manchester United Porto game last year in Europa, when we came back and drew it, you would see some of the goals scored where he should have been able to stop them. Like, don't get me wrong, nothing taken away. A goal is a goal. Keeper's job is to stop it. They got the ball passed. But some of those shots, or some of those goals that he let in, were goals that should have been saved. Would he be an upgrade on this? Yes. He would be greatly helpful for the squad continuing on. But he has been mentioned. And again, like I've mentioned on every episode, I will not believe the signing until I see him with our social media team at that desk, writing his name on a contract, taking the photo with Fabrizio Romano basically 10 minutes before that, saying, here we go with the signing. That's there. Everything that I'm talking about, everything I see in the news, everything from YouTube channels to articles that I read, pop-ups on my phone for updates when it relates to Manchester United, it is all technically speculation. There's hundreds of reporters reporting this, and this. Nothing has been official. Diego Costa has been on the mind of Ruben Amorim for the summer. This isn't new. But the question is now is when you're seeing the error that happened on Sunday. And listen, I don't mind Bayender. I don't. Yes, he has let in some questionable goals. Not just for the club, but I've seen one or two on the international level too. If you want to look at the Euros last summer, not this summer 2025, but 2024, the miscommunication between him and his player against Portugal, you saw that goal go in, ended up being counted as an own goal. But he has shown, and he definitely showed last year, especially in the Europa League, how well he played. And the injuries and everything that happened, you saw that. And now there were some goals in the off season or in the preseason as well. I believe the Everton goal that could have been saved. There's the error, like I understand. That own goal was just a combined team mix up there. As much as it went to Ahmad, there could have been a chance to try and stop it, but unfortunately, there was no opportunity. The ability to get it wasn't possible. But Bayender has shown strength before. We've seen his strength, like we've seen what he's capable of doing, and he showed that there. Yes, it should have been a punch instead of a slap. What it is. At the end of the day, it's done. The game's over. We've moved on. But seconds after the game was done, the keeper frenzy went straight into overdrive. Snap, boom, everyone just went. And listen, as much as we won, we lost 1-0. Sorry, we did not win. If you're an Arsenal fan listening, please understand. You know that we lost. There's nothing there. So, sorry, I can just hear some stuff outside my window. But to look at it again, yes, the frenzy has been going on. They went again, snap, boom, there we go. Donnarumma rumors came out. Again, that's not happening. Diego Costa, as of today, there was rumors of that, and Man United jumping on it because of the rumor of the cost. So boom, Emi Martinez came out today as well because the deal that they had with the loan, now the option for purchasing and all that. But Emi Martinez is expected to be back this weekend. Andre Onana is expected to be back on Sunday against Fulham. Whatever the story is that didn't have him playing, again, Ruben gave his explanation. He made his choice. For like I said, Bayender played the whole preseason. Onana was injured, just came back last weekend, just in it. So there's a good chance that Ruben didn't see something. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we don't see the pitch at practice. We don't see Carrington. We see the photos of winning team here, winning team there, yada, 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 and the occasional highlight pick of a goal. But we don't see everything occasionally going on. We did see some photos. We saw his movement. We saw him doing some dives and some saves. That's key. That was good. He was just getting back into it. Chances are he wasn't ready. He wasn't. Would have Onana made that save? Potentially. He may have got the punch out. He may have was able to get it going. But it's, like we can go over the goal again, but like what else is there? The goal went in. We know what happened, so there. And now here we are. Ruben has come out and said the discussions Amorim has come out and discussed the goalie situation. You saw his very scary look when someone suggested about Tom Heaton starting next. Listen, nothing against Tom Heaton, but Onana and Bayender are better, to say the least. The fact that there were some people talking about Tom Heaton should have been starting on Sunday. Let's take a step back here and relax. It's amazing what people will say after. Listen, I gave Bayender a above average score because he did play. Yes, the goal was on him in the end. But at the same time too, he did make some good shots. Some of his passes, his long balls, his connection to Mbeumo was incredible. He had some great helped them get opportunities to try and get it back. At the end of the day, as much as we lost 1-0, we didn't score. As much as we had more shots and everything, we still didn't score. The stats tell one side. The other side is Rea, who apparently just came out this week stats-wise, who had the most shots saved than any other keeper. So yeah, we couldn't get there. We faced a good keeper. We saw him last year when we played them in Drew, when we had Bruno do the free kick. So we had that, like, we saw how good Raya was. Raya saved them too, and Arsenal fans will say the same thing. Raya was incredible. He stopped. Their back four is still good, but Raya did make shots there. So as much as we can go on Bayender for letting that goal in, we can still go on our offense saying, well, we didn't score. We didn't. We didn't get back. We didn't jump back into the game. As much as we had a performance, we saw energy, everything, all that stuff. That's great. We saw something we never saw last year, but we still didn't score. So you can say is last year was still there. The ability to get us back into the game and score wasn't there. So hate the goalie all you want, but our offensive attack didn't score. So let's give some credit where credit's due to Arsenal and that the keeper. But at the same time too, we can wait time as all you want, but guess what? We still didn't score. We still had Ahmad who scored before. We still had Bruno who scored before. But Dorgu hit the post. Dorgu, like, we had opportunities to score. We didn't capitalize. So as much as that one error cost us the game, the capitalization of them trying to score didn't help us do anything to really get us a draw or whatever. So when we're talking about that goalie frenzy, let's remember that too. The goalie situation will get better as the season progresses and as the system progresses too. By having that attack of those, like of Sesko, Cunha, and Mbumo, it's going to give relief from our back. Like, again, it's going to give relief. And then the one thing we got to focus on is that midfield. And now that, like, again, the midfield has been an issue and they're looking at a replacement. The Baliba deal is off. We saw that coming. We weren't going to pay 120 million. Like, please. For everyone saying, oh yeah, let's just go and do it. No, we're not doing that. We can't go out there and just spend the money and just be like, yep, here we go. Boom, we did it. It can't be like the old days. And the one thing too is, since this loss, again, it's the first game of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring it down here. As much as Arsenal beat us 1-0, Sunderland won 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. I believe Sunderland is in the league, is in a tie with Tottenham at the top of the league because of goal differential. So, we're not sorry for goals scored, because they both scored 3 on the weekend. So, like, Liverpool's up there too with the win, but because of differentials, Sunderland is up there tied for the league lead. So nothing against Sunderland. They played well. They beat out West Ham, but it's the first week, ladies and gentlemen. I believe last year, when we won, I think we won again. No, it wasn't against Sunderland last year. Was it Sunderland last year that we played, or Southampton, or I can't remember who we played the first game last year, but we won that because it was Xerxes' first goal. It was his last goal for a bit until Everton. But let's remind ourselves here, we won last year. We were in first for, I think, a week or two. Like, come on, then we finished 15th. Like, let's take a step back here. But yeah, like, the midfield now going into this little mini segment here, like I said, like when I was setting this up again, the frenzy, the talk, the goalkeepers, everything, it's all tied together, because now with today, with Kobe not getting any minutes, like, again, it's the first game, and is Kobe gonna come in and take over for Casemiro and Ugarte? Potentially, he could have. Like, he could have, but can he do that role where he's going to be covering and playing defensively? That's one thing. There's talks of, because again, Bruno's going to play 90 minutes. No matter what, Bruno's going to play 90 minutes. Can Kobe, because again, Kobe in the preseason was playing that same position as Bruno. So either you're going to change Kobe to the 6 and have him stay there, but he's going to have to cover some distance as well. So, but just to hear these rumors, or just to read these rumors of, Amorim is disliking Kobe and all this stuff. Guys, like, can we just take a moment here and just relax and realize it's the first game? He made a choice because he wanted to look at a certain thing. He saw something else that needed to be there, and Ugarte is more familiar with that position. You can probably groom Kobe to be there, but it's going to take some time. Maybe in this situation here, Ruben just looked at it and said, I'm going to go with him. It probably wasn't a fallout. It's just probably something that he saw. You can hate on Ruben as well. Like I said, everyone's always going to be upset about something because the manager didn't do what they wanted. People always assume that they know more football than the people that get paid the large amounts of money. I'm not going to sit here and say Ruben Amorim was right or wrong. I'm not. Like at the end of the day, like, he makes a decision. He sees something here. He could have seen something with Kobe during training. He could have seen something with Kobe leading up to the game. So in this scenario here, we don't know. And again, during these next couple of weeks, as much as we're here, right now the squad is going to take time to develop, to get things right and people in the right position. Maybe it does become Bruno and Kobe. Maybe. But the one thing too is Bruno's got to learn discipline. He has to. He has to learn discipline and control. He's got to be there. That's kind of the reason why I had him so low with a rating. Again, one, contributing to that corner that led to the goal. Two, just not being in his position where he needs to be and sporadic. Again, like, I know he wants to be there, but he's got to be in control too. He has to take some part of it as well. Despite a lot of people giving Bruno a high rating, not only that, making him the team of the week as well. So maybe I missed something, but from what I saw, what I was focusing on is, again, the goal was there. But at the same time, too, like, he's got to be disciplined and control. Like, again, making the moves and some of the passes, he was great. That's why he got a lot higher rating than a lower one, because of the passing, the movement, and the transition into the offensive side. But at the same time, too, just the sporadic, the running around, not being where he needs to be and holding where he has to be, that is the one thing that was concerning me. So let's take a moment back here. And again, it's the first game. But going back to Kobe and Amorim, you're looking in the wrong spots. There's drama just being created because people want to find a reason to start hating Amorim more because they're not doing a selection that they like. We as a fan base are impatient. It's the truth. Like I mentioned, once the game ended on Sunday, boom, right after the keeper, boom, time to make a change. Boom, Ineos, Ruben have to start getting the players in now. They have to start splurging. The one thing I do not want is for this club is to make repeats of the past. Remember, Ten Hag's first season, we rushed, paid a lot of money for Casemiro. We paid a ton of money for Antony. And look where we are now. We're paying for those mistakes. Højlund as well. Højlund, they wanted Harry Kane. They went for Ruben. Atalanta took him and got a whole bunch of money for it. So we saw that there. Is it... Like, I can go for hours here, just keep discussing about it. But again, this fan base cannot be forcing in a rush. We can't be. We can't just be going into a rush to get players that we need and then blow a bunch of money. We have to be smart. And maybe we don't get anything for the first couple months. Maybe we wait till the January transfer window. We have to. We have to wait for that window to come up. And that way, with that window, we may find another option, another cheaper option. Maybe someone from La Liga or someone from the Portuguese league or someone within. They're looking at Wharton, but the release clause is a problem as well. Some teams with, again, it's the 19th. It's the 19th where I am. Some of you, it might be the 20th. So we are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. we're 13 days away from that, so technically 14 days or so, or we're like 13 and a bit if you include today, and it closes at 7. So yeah, we're 13 and like let's say 13 and a bit, 13 days from the season ending, or not the season ending, transfer window ending. So in those 2 weeks, just to say, we could get someone, but I don't want it to be rushed and where we pay, or Ineos pays a stupid amount of money, or like ridiculous amount where the team that got the money is just living life. We've seen too much of this. We can't have it here, and with Ineos and all that stuff, they have to be smart about it. And for the way they have been, they've done very well. They've done incredibly well for those payments. So, but we cannot make mistakes of the past. And the way our fan base reacts, they'd be paying any top dollar right away to get someone in because of that. What happened on Sunday with the loss against Arsenal. We can't be there. We have to be a smart club. We have to spend money wisely. We need the squad time. But people want this. I'm not going to get into it now. No, I'm not going to do one of those about how we are as a fan base. I'm just going to leave it there. But believe in Ineos to try and get things done right without spending a stupid amount of money. Make sure Ruben has pieces there, but Ruben may have to work with what he's got. If that's a goalie rotation every week, then we deal with it. But you know things are going to change when, like, again, it's going to be a different keeper situation on Sunday. And remember this, Onana was potential to start Sunday. There's obviously a choice there. We leave it there, and then we go in, he's back in for Sunday for Fulham. It's the truth. There is talks that he's going to be in there, and there's also, like, there's a good chance he may go with Binder again. But from what I've been seeing here, Onana should be back Sunday. I think Sunday, yes, it was Ruben's choice. I think maybe some people are reading it wrong. I think him just coming back and not being fit could be an issue. Onana didn't play. He got injured before they went on tour. Sesko got minutes because he had played well on preseason, but he just joined the club, so it has to take time. That's why he didn't start. Like, Ruben explained it. So, and I know there's rumors of Inter wanting to re-sign him. There was talks of Monaco signing Onana. Again, they're all talk. Like I said, until we see the official words he's gone and we're starting bringing in replacements, there you go. But I think since Sunday, things are being blown out. The keeper situation, I understand. Like, I get why people are upset because of the goal and the way our keepers have let in goals. But it's game one. And as much as you want to hate on the keepers, that keeper's the reason why we drew. At the same time, too, we didn't score. We didn't score. We can talk about the great performance and everything and the positives, but we didn't score. Rhea made 7 saves, yes. We still did not score. We could not find a way to score. As much as we saw the energy, the movement, we did not score. Binder couldn't save a ball. We still did not score. Yeah. Please let that sink in too. Keep hitting on the goalie. We still did not score to do anything else to help out the rest of the team, to bail out our goalie. We still did not score. I can keep repeating myself, but it's the truth. We still did not score. We were robbed of a point. But did we do enough in the other areas to get us to that point? We still did not score. So, I don't want this fan base to force a hand to Manchester United where we get back to screwing up transfers. I don't want that. So, Like we need time. We do. So I'm going to leave it there for that segment. I'm going to go into the final segments now, talking about two players that have been in the news, especially in the last 48 hours. But let's get into players that we're trying to sell as well, because right now we're not having a good session with that either. Okay, so so far this transfer window, when we're trying to move players, so the money that we've gotten back have been on from sell-on clauses, from Alanga, to the defender being sold from Benfica to Real Madrid. Who else was there? There were some other sales as well. So we made our money back. We didn't make money. We made money back. We didn't make our money back. We made money back on certain people that we did sell previously. But here we are still trying to sell players. Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho in the last 48 hours. Well, Sancho has been linked to half of Serie A. No, that's an over-exaggeration, but he's been linked to 3 teams in Serie A as well to move there. He's been linked to Turkish leagues. Galatasaray has been one of those. I mentioned that on an episode. United have gotten the agreements there, but it's the personal terms that Sancho is declining. He declined money from Chelsea. He's declined money from other European clubs. I believe Inter has declined him as well. Juventus, he's declined. Roma is here now. Roma, it looks like the agreement between Roma and United have been agreed upon, but the terms that Roma wants to pay him is not there. So, what else is there? From what I'm hearing, it's £19 plus 5 bonus. So I think it's rumored around 20 million or so, or 23 million euros for Sancho. As much as it's great, the player still has to agree to leave, and that's the problem. Sancho's going to be staying with United. He's not going to get sold. He's not going to get dealt. He's in the driver's seat. He wants to sit there and put the money there and do whatever. If he wants, I don't think he wants to take things seriously anymore. But if he just wants to sit around and do that, then so be it. Go ahead. Go ahead and just finish out your contract. I think I mentioned on X that the Glazers should pay out Sancho. Ineos should not be on the hook for this kid. Ineos has been trying to move him on. The Glazers gave him that ridiculous contract. The Glazers approved the $250,000 a week. I don't know where people are getting $300,000 a week. From what I'm reading here, it's $250K a week. So right now, the Glazers should pay out Sancho. Break the contract, let him go, pay him out, but it should be coming out of the Glazers' pocket. Not a single cent should come out of Ineos, even though they deal with the football operations. Just be done with it. Just move on from it. Be done with it. But the money should come from the Glazers' pocket. They haven't paid for anything else with this club, but they should be paying for this mistake. Just give them the money, send them off, boom. That's what I would say. That's it. Be gone with it. This has been, 2 years now since Ten Hag was asked a question on why he wasn't selected, and the attitude and everything began. He got what he wanted. He got a loan to Dortmund, went to Champions League final, won a trophy with Chelsea, refused to play for Chelsea. You got to remember, Chelsea offered him, they wanted him. Just remember this, they wanted him, now they're going to go for Garnacho. They offered him terms, he didn't want it. They offered him $180,000 a week, a bonus contract where he could have possibly made more. No, because he's making more in United. He's got 1 year to go. 2, the guy that could be going to Chelsea, that's going to be taking up Sancho's spot, is Alejandro Garnacho. So, and again, all the teams that he wants, they're not going to pay what he wants. All teams want him to play. Serie A teams wanted him. Borussia Dortmund wants to play. But guess what? They want him. They don't want to pay his salary. So you can talk about that you want to play ball, you want to try and get back into the England squad, take things seriously. In 2023, he said he wanted to play football, he wanted to play for the badge. So far, since then, he has not lived up to those expectations, and he's basically proving, like Ten Hag, why he didn't select them. You had a new manager, and the manager still didn't want you. The new ownership doesn't want you. And in the end of the day, he's technically winning because he's controlling everything. Take a page from Rashford, take the pay cut and go. Just go. Him, Antony, Garnacho are all hoping out for the teams that they want. Chelsea doesn't want to pay the $50 million. Cool. Garnacho can go practice with the under 21s because we want the money that we want. No team wants him. Bayern, he turned down Bayern Munich. Now, I don't know what the deal was for Bayern, but he turned down Bayern. So that's, yeah. But again, Garnacho and Sancho have created their own situations here. It's not the clubs, it's not anyone, they've created it. Sancho wants to stay there, great. No club wants to pay his fee because of that. And no offense, Chelsea doesn't want to deal with that too. Because let's say Chelsea did the same thing that Ruben did. Go find another club. You think he's going to do the exact same thing to them? They don't want that. They don't want the issues of what his brother was. They don't want any of that. So unfortunately, those two have created their situation. Antony's creating his own situation too, because Europe and everything closes in 2 weeks again. So he's not going to get on the loan. He's not going to bet us. He's going to sit there until January. He's going to sit there and practice and do whatever. So be it. Sancho, Rashford ended up getting Barca, and the deal ended up working out well for Barca. But Rashford created his own situation too. So, Ruben, those players they don't fit what he wants. They don't want that in the locker room. So, if you guys want to play, because guess what, Garnacho, you didn't make Argentina. You didn't make the Argentinian squad. Sorry. So, yeah, go ahead, sit until January. We're still going to be demanding 50 pounds for 50 million pounds for you to go. We're still going to be playing without you. You can sit there and watch us be successful. You can see what it's meant to fight for this badge. The players that have come in day one have already shown more effort than what we saw last year. We didn't see selfishness or carelessness. I should take some of that back. We did. But we didn't, we saw something different this game than we ever did all of last season. You were selfish. You didn't trust your teammates. You tried to be the hero, which sometimes you were, but more of the times you were not. So we have that there. But yeah, go ahead. Sulk all you want. Remember, you said, if I don't go to Chelsea, I'm just going to sit there and not play football for 6 to 12 months. Great. You're going to miss out on the World Cup. That's not our fault. That's yours. You're going to miss out on playing football and staying fit. That's your fault, not ours. You just want one team to play for because you think that's going to help rejuvenate and get you back towards Manchester United. Cool. How about we put you on loan to Chelsea? Because you're never going to be able to play against Man United when you're on loan. It's the truth. You can't play against us when you're on loan. So you're going to try and prove us wrong. So far, you're proving to Chelsea that you're not worth anything to sign. So Antony's going to be in that same situation. He just wants one team, but that team's not willing to pay for him. They're willing to loan him. So you're holding up for a loan that we don't want. you may agree to terms, but we're the ones that agree to what the movement's going to be. So you're getting contracts offered to go somewhere else. You're stuck with one team. That's the one thing too, is the player power for these situations has been horrendous. So leave it there. Like in Hoyland's, again, I don't want Hoyland to go. And I've mentioned it before multiple times. I don't want that, but yeah, the movement of players has been a complete and total nightmare. And it's been, like the last 48 hours has sucked. Well, I shouldn't say sucked. No, I take that back. The last 48 hours has been chaotic. How does that sound? Chaos. From the keeper frenzy to putting pressure on Ineos, trying to make moves, rushing through it, like creating things that aren't there. And then now you have these transfers that aren't working out. So we'll see. We will see what happens, but we don't know. Good chance that those three players I mentioned, Antony, Sancho, and Garnacho, are probably still going to be here in 6 months. They'll be here for the January transfer window, unless something happens in the next 13 days. But right now, from what I'm viewing, I don't think that's going to happen. We're not going to have that. So, I think the drama, there's definitely been a lot of frenzy in the last, like I mentioned, 48 hours of everything. So it's, but there's lots of things to move back from as well, or move on from too, and more to come too, because again, we have lots of stuff going on. I'm going to leave it there for the episode today. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And then social media, TikTok, Instagram, Red Devils Corner Kick Pod, and then RD Corner Kick Pod on X or Twitter, depending on how you look at it. But I will be back tomorrow with a new episode, so keep an eye on for that. And Thursday. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, either Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. I will do my preview for Fulham, just an episode dedicated to that preview, especially with everything going on from Sunday to leading up to this Sunday again, 11:30 in the afternoon, 11:30 in the morning for me. There's no 11:30 in the afternoon because that would be in the evening. But where was I? Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow with some more updates. You know what? Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, I'll do 4 episodes in a row. That seems fine. 4 episodes in a row for the pod. Mine will be a little bit later recording tomorrow. But yeah. Back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday being the preview episode discussing the match against Fulham. Everything else will be catching up on the latest news, especially with everything going on as well, especially with the keeper situation. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your Wednesday morning as well. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.